Hey, this is a video about how to graph an equation, but not just any equation, it's actually called a linear equation. Notice it has the word line in there. And so basically we're just graphing a line, and a line is any connection of 2 points. All right, so we have to find 2 points from these equations over here and graph them on our piece of graphing paper. All right, so they're very handy in that one of the points is right there. This is point number one. All right, point number one, and it is on the y-axis. All right, so here's the y-axis, the thing that says y over here, and we're going to find -4. So we're going to go all the way down here, and there is -4. All right, well, the first point was pretty easy. To get point number two, we have to follow instructions. These are the instructions of how to get to point number two. Right there, that 3 and the 2. And the instructions tell us to either go up or down and go to the right. All right, so let's look at our instructions here. Our instructions say 3, and there's a hidden positive sign there. So we're going to call that a +3. So that means we go up, and then we go 2 to the right. All right, so that seems pretty easy. I'm going to do this in red. All right, so we're going to start here. And from our point that was on the y-axis, we're going to go up 3. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so I went up 3, and now I'm going to go right 2. 1, 2, and there. So I went right 2 units, and there's my other point right there. All right, and so we can actually make a line. Now, if you're really crazy and wanted your line to be absolutely straight, you could keep doing that. You could keep going up 1, 2, 3, and right there like this, and 1, 2, 3, and right there. And you would have all these points that would just line up perfectly in both directions. If I can do that, I think I did. All right, and there it is. We just graphed a line. All right, so that wasn't so hard. All right. This thing right here, this point number one on the y-axis is called the y-intercept. The y-intercept because it's on the y-axis and the line intercepts it right there. And these instructions are called the slope. So notice that this is the slope of the line. The line has a slope, and the slope looks like that. All right, and has 3 and a 2, and so our slope is 3/2, right? In this case, we're going up 3 and over 2. All right, so that was pretty easy. So I want you to pause the video and see if you can do number 2. All right, we're back. First, I'm going to erase the line that we just did. All right, and now we are going to follow the same instructions, and I'll do this in a different color, purple. All right, so first, right there, there is point number one. So I hope you got that. This is point number one, and it's on the y-axis, and it's a 2. So that's going to be right there. All right, and then here's my instructions. Now notice our instructions this time have a negative sign. All right, so I want you to change that so it's very clear that it's a -3/5. So we're going to put that negative with the numerator. All right, well, negative, when we said we're going to go up or down, negative is going to go down, and we're always going to the right. All right, so we are going to start. I'm going to put this in red again. All right, so we are going to go down 3. All right, so 1, 2, 3. All right, so we went down 3, and we're going to go 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. And there we are right there. So let's look at that again. I went down 3 and I went right 5. And now if I did that again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice there's our slope of our line. And it keeps going like that. Let's see if I can hit it going the other way. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was pretty close. All right. And so there's our line. So we found 2 points. One was the y-intercept, and the other we found by using the slope. The slope is our instructions. All right. Okay, so let's erase that one. Now we have 2 special cases. Well, they're not super special. You see them all the time. All right, but we have 2 different cases. All right, let's try blue for this one. All right, notice that this one is -2, but it's not a fraction. It doesn't really tell me whether I'm supposed to go right. All right, but we're going to remember that whenever we have any whole number, it's the same as having that number over 1. All right, so if we see a number like this, -2, an integer by itself, we're just going to put that in our numerator. And we can see this is negative, so it's going to go down 2, and then we're just going to go 1 to the right. All right, and of course, here is our point number 1, also called the y-intercept. Y-intercept. That might be a question on your test. What's the y-intercept? And you go, oh, that's easy. That's just that number at the end. All right, and so we're going to go +5. That's right there. And now this says go down 2. Go down 2, so 1, 2. All right, so we go down 2, and we go to the right 1, only 1 to the right, 1 unit. All right, and we could keep doing that, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. We get all these points right here, and they're all on this line, and they're all going to be on that line because that line has a slope of -2. One thing you could notice about this, notice that this, when you go from left to right, this slope is going down. The slope is going down. So we can see from our equations that when we have a negative sign, our slope is going to go down as it moves from left to right. A negative slope is going to move down as we go from left to right. All right. So we just have one left to go. And it's another case, not necessarily a special case, but a little different than the ones we've had so far. Let's see if I have a color left that I could use. Well, we'll just use black because orange doesn't show up very well. All right. Point number 1. Point number 1. Where is it? All right. There's nothing there. Well, that's a clue right there. There's nothing there. So that means it's 0. There is nothing there. All right. So we're going to use 0 right there as our point number 1. And we already did this, right? 5 over 2. This is positive, so it's going to go up, and 2 to the right. And so we're going to go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 2, 1, 2, and there's our point. We could do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 2, and there's our line right there. All right, you don't need to keep going because once you have 2 points, that's a line. All right. And so there you go. That's how easy it is to graph a linear equation.